Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today we have a league race. This is a league that I actually just entered. This is my first race in this league. I think they're halfway through the season. This is BAHRAIN, so in honor of the 2022 season kicking off this weekend. We are going into BAHRAIN, into the Sakir Grand Prix. This is first lap of quali. This is a short quali. It was only 8 of us. The league, the tier 2 league, this tier 2 is not that big. There's only 8 people right now, I believe. They have a tier 1 which is full, and they are trying to get more people, so hopefully at some point we are full. We are a full roster. We are in the Ferrari, as you can see. So this is gonna be this is my first quali lap. I kind of messed up this first one. I kind of made a couple of mistakes here and there. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. And as we go through the racing, you'll see that I made a lot of mistakes in the race as well. I was not that much practice. I only think I only got like an hour of practice going into this race. So it was crazy. I usually try to do like a couple of days before to try and practice a little bit more, but unfortunately that is what it was, because it was like last minute kind of thing, where they let me get into the car. They gave me the seat. So that's that. And as you all know, please, if you have if you want to keep up with the videos, I know I don't post that much. I want to wait until I'm going to start posting my league races, which is every week. And I want to wait till 2022, to the F1 2022 game comes out, to start doing a little bit more. But just remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, so you don't miss any more of the videos. And as always, hope you guys enjoy, and let's get to it. This is the fast lap. And as you see, I'm going a little bit wide in a couple of turns, trying to hit those apexes a little bit better. But I do go wide in a couple of them. And then I think I have a snap of oversteer at one point. I don't remember where it was. I think it was turn 9 and 10. I think it was this one. No. Yeah, but as you see, we're going good. Trying to stay within the track limits. Trying to follow that esports line. You know how it is. Trying to go a little bit wide on the esports line. I set a purple sector there, but it was taken out a little while after. As you can see, the fastest lap from Florence is a 1:27.6. I think I put in a 1:27.8 in this first try. We had a couple of fast people in here. Like the top 4 guys were pretty fast. Like they were in, one of them was in the 26s. So yeah, 1:27.8 was my fastest. And then I tried to go for a second one because I saw the delta going big again, but it just didn't work out. And now this is the second run for the short quali. So this is the one where we go all out. And as you can see, I'm hitting the apexes a little bit better here. Getting on the throttle. Getting on top of this curb. And we're taking that esports line. A little wide there, but this is the one where I messed up. Yeah, I messed up this is the one where I had the snap of oversteer. And I just abandoned the lap just to try to save some fuel. My bad. Yeah, this is the one where it was like I went a little too hard into that corner and accelerated a little too fast. I don't drive with any assists except for corners. Like I don't have braking assists, I don't have steering assist, I don't have traction control on, so like I do get a couple of snaps of oversteer here and there and understeer and stuff. I hit that curve right there. That curve you don't want to hit because it'll throw you off. I knew it was gonna throw me off, so I didn't like. I let off the throttle like right away and just try to like correct the car as best as I could. And here, this one is where we go back. This is the fast lap. I think I put in a 127.4 or 5. Yeah, I think I got like 400s up, 4/10 up. So, and as you can see, we go into turn 1, and we're half a tenth up. And as we hit this next turn, we're 100th up. We're 10th up. Try to hit those apexes as best as I could. Yeah, see, 2/10 up at that point. We set a purple sector there, so we're going fastest at that point. It does get beaten, but yeah, we set a purple sector in that first sector. We're 4/10 up at this point, 5/10 up at this point. You can see the delta going up. I think I broke a little too hard in that last one. Here you can see I went a little wide on that one. And we set another purple sector as well. We were going fastest at that point, but then Iris is actually my teammate in Ferrari, so he's pretty fast. He was fast, and he got like a 126.8 or something like that. Yeah, as you can see, I hit a 127.3 was my best time. That was the end of that. And then Iris, as you can see, we're P3 at the moment. I think we end up P4 because I think Superbug or Collectus throws in. So this is the race. So we got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are out. Going into turn 1, I was trying to be very careful, and as you can see right now, I get hit from behind from the Red Bull, and he spins me out completely, so I'm out. This is the biggest thing I want to point out in online races. Like, don't quit, just keep going. You know, I mean, at this point, like, it's 8 people, so I just kept going, and now it's just trying to reel everybody back in. I made a lot of mistakes as well in the race, so you know. These 2 guys were a little bit slower. They were trying to fight it out here, so I was just, as you can see, I'm like just being patient because I don't want to cause an accident. So I'm just trying to keep it behind them, keep it slower. And as you can see, like, they're all over the place. So I just wanted to keep it slower. As you can see right there, I went for the vehicle condition just to see if I didn't have any like rear wing damage or anything like that, because I kind of felt like the car, but it was maybe because of the tires were probably still cold, because I felt the car a little bit like oversteery. So, but it was probably because the tires were cold. And at this point, like, I go past this Hell's Gate because he was going wide, and then Ludacris just goes super wide, so I go on the inside. And then at this point, you know, Veritas is 4 seconds ahead. So at this point, it's just a catch-up game. You know, just try to catch up to them. And at this point, it's just, you know, just pedal to the metal, trying to use the overtake on the straights, stuff like that, and saving your battery as well. But we're going here. As you can see, I went super wide.
Okay, clear.
So yeah, we're going good. If you guys want to put in the comments who you guys think are going to win for the weekend. I actually think one of the Ferraris is going to take it. Maybe Max. You know, I was watching practice this morning, and it was crazy. So, you know, I saw Pierre Gasly go number 1. So we'll see what happens on the weekend. As you can see on this point, that 4-second gap just turned into a 6/10 gap. So now I'm right behind Veritas trying to get through. At this point, like I'm not gonna make a lunge just because I don't want to cause an accident. So I just stay behind him and try to stay close to him. So at this point I'm just, and then you can see the oversteer there on the dirty air. I suck going behind cars because of the dirty air, because of the turbulence. It's something that I need to try to get better at, but hopefully I do at some point. You know, it's just practice and just staying behind cars. But at this point, I'm just close to him, and I try to like keep it close to try to make my move. I think I try to go for a move here. Yeah, he's too far. He's a little bit farther ahead. And obviously he still has battery, and you can see the battery flash at some point. I think it's in the straight, in the other straight, towards turn 1. Yeah, so here I'm just behind him. Here I try to use some of my battery to catch up to him in this second curve, so I can open that DRS in the
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
into this straight. And this, I think this is where I make a move. Yeah, this is where I have enough ERS and I have enough DRS to go in. This is where I make the move. And then as you can see in front, yeah, the guy in front I believe is Hellsgate. He's like a second behind. He's like a lap behind, and he flips right there, which is where I flip at 1.2. This is the same. That's the same corner I flip in a minute. So it's a little crazy. So now we're trying to catch up to Superbug. He's 6 seconds. 6 seconds ahead. So at this point, it's just pedal to the metal again, trying to get closer to him.
Affirmative. Medium tires at the next stop.
And then obviously a couple laps go by, and at this point, I think this is where I spin. Yeah, this is where I spin. This is where I go off. Yup, this is where disaster strikes. As you can see, I'm 11 seconds. I lost like 10 seconds in that spin, and I almost hit Hell's Gate right there, coming back into the track, which was crazy. Yeah, at this point there's not much you can do. Just keep going, you know, like use lost time, whatever. Just keep trying to push. At this point, I believe I make a decision to box. I think I was going to box between lap 9. I think I was going to box lap 10 to try to maximize the tires a little bit more for the mediums. And as you can see, but I was already so behind that I was just I'm just going to box this lap. So as you can see me reach for the button to box this lap to go in, change to the medium tires. And then I think after I box, we go into a safety car, I believe. One of the safety car comes out. So at this point, we're just gonna go into box for mediums. We're boxing for mediums, and as you can see, I think we come out at P6. I think we come out P6. Yeah, P6. Right behind Veritas again. Yeah, we come out P6, and now again, it's I think we get a safety car at this point. I think lap 12 is where we get the safety car. Yeah, but at this point it's an 8-second gap, so trying to get trying to get into it. But he's on softs, so it's a little bit harder. But he will. I think he pits at one point, and then we go up to catch. No, I think the safety car hits. Yep, this is where the safety car hits, as you can see. I think Hell's Gate is the one that DNFs. Yep, Hell's Gate out of the session. He leaves. And this is where we get the safety car. Now at this point, my tires are fairly new, so I was like, should I pit? Should I not pit? And I didn't know if anybody else was gonna pit. As you can see, Collectus there having a little bit of issues, connection issues there. So I didn't know if anybody was gonna pit at this point. So I was trying to see if I should pit, but I did see like my tires were fairly new, as you can see, 11%, 9%. So I was like, you know, you're still gonna go for the two-stop strategy. It's fairly mid-race. So at this point, we are trying to debate, and I don't see anybody else pitting because they're further ahead than me. But then as we get closer to the I wasn't mindful of the because you can't see the guys all the way up in front, so I wasn't mindful of them going into the pits.
Okay, slow down. Your delta
And then by the time I got to the
reduce your pace.
Straight to go into the pits, you know, I saw that everybody was going into the pits to pit for hards, which would have been a great strategy to pit for hards. And I see him go into the pits, but I'm like, I'm just gonna stay out. So at this point, it was my decision to stay out. It is what it is. Maybe if I would have gone for the hards, I would have. I mean, I still finished P4, I believe, and it was barely, because you'll see in a minute. But yeah, so now safety car is ending. We go back to racing. At this point, I got a little bit of a bad start, and as you can see, Florence is behind me with the toe, so he's gonna cut through the air. I'm on the overtake button, but he's gonna overtake me. He's gonna go on the inside. I didn't really want to fight him that much, you know. It's not. He's on hard tires. I'm on soft tires. I'm on softer tires, so I'm on mediums. So it was just gonna be. It was gonna be a matter of just reeling him back in. But unfortunately, you know, disaster strikes again. So I'm trying to stay behind him. At this point, I'm just trying to stay behind. I wanted to stay behind him to go for to wait for DRS so that we can, you know, so we can start gaining on him with the DRS. But as you will see in a little bit, my inexperience kicks in and we spin out of control. And I believe it's in turn two again. Turn 2 and 3 is where I spinned again. Yeah, that turn is like really bad for me. Like I really need to get better at that turn. It's just because like going into turn one is okay, but then going into turn 2 and 3 is like the throttle application that you put on there is a little bit different. And depending on where you go and how much you move the steering wheel, you're just like, and you can see, like if you go too much on the throttle, you're gonna spin. I tried to correct it as fast as I could and get back on the track, but obviously I lost a whole bunch of time, 6-7 seconds, you know, 10 seconds to Florence, which was, I was only a second behind, so I lost like 9 seconds there. So at this point, another catching game. Never give up. That is the point. Yeah, so at this point, like, I'm 4 seconds, the 8 second gap, 7 second gap that was in, it's 4 seconds now at this point.
Gap to the car in front is 5.5 seconds. They're on old mediums.
4 seconds,
Their tyres are
4 seconds, and I
old.
think
Heat time last lap
he's a little bit
was
slower, so
33.4. You're closing in by
around
1.4 seconds a lap.
at the end of the lap, I think I catch on to him with like 2 seconds or a second or something like
Track
that,
is clear. Green flag.
and I overtake him. But again, disaster will strike once again. Disaster is always around the corner. But that's how it is sometimes, you know.
We're approaching
All you gotta do is just keep going. Don't get discouraged, you know, especially if you're just starting or if you're not that good at the game like me. Just keep going, you know, like, it's not the end of the world. Just keep fighting. It's only gonna make you better, obviously. As you can see here, like, we're 1 second behind Ludicrous now, so we're pretty close at this point. Now we're just gonna wait for the DRS to get past them, and I think he lets me go at one point because he knows, like, he can see that I'm faster than him because I caught up to him. So I think in this next straight, like, when I grab DRS, he lets me by. Yeah, see, he moves to the side and he lets me go. And now it's a catching game, the super bug, which I do not catch because obviously, like, I have to pit at some point. So, and my tires are his tires, he's on hard tires, so his tires are barely starting to work at this point because they're like 8 laps old. My tires are, you know, 10, 12 laps, 10, 11 laps old at this point because I pitted in lap 9. But like I said, disaster is always around the corner. So as we head into the final laps of the race, I decide to pit. I think it was this lap where I decided to pit. Because I knew I had to go on the soft tires to see if I can try and catch Superbug, which probably wasn't going to be the case, but you never know. I mean, like I said, you always have to push, you know. So I was planning on seeing how many laps could I go to try and catch him, because they're pretty fast, obviously. I think he was doing, at some point, I think on this part here, I look at the driver in front of me. Yeah. So I go box here. So as you can see, I'm asking for the box to go for the soft tires at this point to try and see if I can catch up to Superbug, get on the podium, but we'll see what happens. And at this point, this is where disaster strikes once again. In the final turn, trying to go into the it was just not my race. This is where I went a little bit too hard on the throttle and I lose the back end again, unfortunately. Try to correct it again, and then I go into the pit lane, and then my dumbass goes in too hot and gets a 5-second penalty. So it is what it is. Like I said, just keep going. So I go into the pits, soft tires. At this point, obviously, I lost a lot of time to Ludicrous again. I believe. Yes, he passes me.
Look after these tires now. We want to finish the
He
race
passes
on
me
this
again, unfortunately. And then at this point, it's just trying to catch up to him again. He's 5 seconds ahead. Trying to catch up to him and trying, because he didn't have a penalty at that point. So at this point, trying to catch up and also trying to get that 5-second gap so I would stay in 4th place, which is a lot more difficult because now you have 10 seconds to make up instead of just 5. So at this point, I'm catching up to him. So I mean, obviously he's on soft tires, but I think his tires are 1 or 2 laps older, or something like that. So at this point, I catch up to him pretty quickly. And I think I get lucky because I don't remember. I think Collectus tries to go past him, and he loses a lot of time there too. So I barely make it to the 5-second mark
There's 5 laps of fuel
on
remaining.
Ludicrous, so I can to win the race.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.6
So it was
seconds.
barely. It was barely there. At this point, I'm right behind Ludicrous now. I don't remember if he lets me through again or I overtake him. I think he lets me through again. I believe that is the case. Yeah, he goes to the side again. Lets me through. As you can see, I give him a lot of space there. I'll go on the inside. And now it is now it's a seconds game. Now we gotta go all the way up to 5 seconds to try and keep that 4th place because of that 5-second penalty. It sucks. Those penalties really suck. But it is what it is sometimes, you know? Not much you can do about it. That's how it happens every now and then. I think at this point I try to go for the fastest lap, but I don't get it. Because I think Collectus keeps the fastest lap, which is pretty fast actually. I think he did a 128. So that was pretty good. I think he did a 128.8, I believe, somewhere around there. Oh no, I think Superbug gets the fastest lap. Yeah, I gotta see. I don't remember. Yeah, because I think one of them, Superbug pits for softs because he was on hards, and he pits for softs to go for the fastest lap. Get that extra point. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think I put a 129.0 on this
3
one.
laps of fuel remaining.
Oh no, I don't. My fastest lap is a 129. 129.3.
This pace is strong, but be
Shut up,
aware
Jeff.
your
We
tyres
only
need
got
to go the
one more
distance.
lap to go.
You're pulling out a second a lap on the car behind.
Yeah, this is where I started to get nervous because I saw Ludicrous like 4 seconds. He's 4 seconds behind me, so I'm like, oh man, we only got a lap left. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to extend the lead to 5 seconds so that I can so that I can keep the P4, which was pretty crazy. You see me using all of the road there. Yeah, 128.2 was super bug. There you go. Yeah, so he does the fastest lap of the race, so 128.2, 128.2, which is pretty fast. At this point, it's like I'm just sweating my off. Yeah, because like you can see it's 4.6 seconds, so I'm like, oh my god, there's one lap to go. Like if I don't get under that, if I don't get above that 5 second mark, you know, it's I'm gonna go down to 5th, P5, and here I lose the car, and I'm like, oh man, I thought I was gonna lose time to him, but you know, for some reason, he was battling with Klectus at that point. So he lost a lot of time there because you can see them change positions. So that's where he lost a lot of time. As you can see, Iris, which is the teammate in Ferrari, takes P1. And then at this point, I'm a little bit more relaxed because, you know, I'm above 5 seconds. So I just got to keep it clean, keep it in there. I go on the overtake button here to try and not lose that much time. Waste as much energy as I can. And into the final corner, we are going to take it home on P4. P4, baby, P4. We could have gotten on the podium if we didn't make all of those mistakes that we made and spin-offs and everything. So a little bit more practice for the next couple of runs. As you can see, we stay on P4. Ludacris stays P5.